Rolling back up for Before I Met You. This one is a waltz tune, so we're either counting to 3 or 6, but it's odd either way, right? And it's got that feel that kind of makes us want to sway back and forth. It's pretty tough for rolling back up on the banjo, but we have a nice, simple repeating pattern here from beginning to end. It's going to allow you to play this quickly, with a little bit of practice. If you just practice measure one really well, the only other thing you'll need to do is make sure that you can easily change between open strings and your C chord shape, or at least just a partial C chord shape, just these two fingers, and this partial D7 chord shape. So you need to be able to easily change between both of these. If you can do that and you have the roll very well practiced, you'll be able to do this thing from beginning to end. And this really gets your picking hand in shape, which you really need if you plan on playing more complex Scruggs style banjo. And it's nice that we start really simple, just this repeating roll pattern. We make sure our timing's down. It makes it so when we try something that's even harder, it's not as big of a step to the next level. So the roll pattern in this rolling back up is really similar to the forward backward roll. It has that motion, but because we're in waltz timing, it's a little bit different kind of order of notes. We don't have as many, there's just 6 instead of the typical 8 where we just add in the 3rd string on the 1st string when we're in standard common timing. So after you get measure 1 down, which is just this roll pattern where we go 3, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, and the fingering for this is in the tablature. We're going to go thumb, index, middle, thumb, middle, index, and then we're going to go note on the G string, the 3rd string, and then pinch, pinch, the 1 and 5 with our thumb and middle fingers. So it sounds like this. Use the focus feature, get measure 1 down really well. After you do, as you go through that, you'll just need to prepare the chords in the air above the fretboard and have them ready before you need them there. I'm going to play through a bit of this so you can watch the finger preparation in my fretting hand. As I was doing the rolls on the open strings, I was preparing my hand for whatever chord was coming up next, especially on the pinches. Right, because I'm not using any fretted notes when I'm just rolling on the G chord. I've got the luxury of being able to move my hand around and get it in position before I need to play whatever chord is upcoming. Something that can give this a really cool rhythmic feel is if you accent the first note of the roll and the first note before the 2 pinches. It really just livens things up. At a higher speed, it's even more pronounced. Again, it just kind of makes you want to do that swaying back and forth motion. Something else you may want to try out is engaging the swing feature in TuneFox. And now this plays with the timing. It goes from a straight and even timing like I was doing to what's known as a swing timing, which is a bit more of like a funky feel that you get in a lot of blues music typically, but really in bluegrass, blues is a part of that. And in a lot of waltz tunes, we have this swing feel, and it sounds quite different. Listen to this. Just a different kind of bouncy lilt to the rhythm. I'm going to go back and forth so you really hear the difference. I'm going to play a little bit of it. I'm just going to do one roll actually. So measure one, doing the roll and the note pinch pinch. I'll play straight rhythm for a minute, then swing, so you really hear the difference between the two. But I'm going to go the same pace here, and I'll put my metronome on to prove it for you guys. Here we go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, straight rhythm. Swing. Straight. Swing. Right, so hopefully you could clearly hear the difference when I played it. But again, use that swing feature in TuneFox. You'll hear it for yourself, and it'll be easy to practice along with because you'll hear the correct sound and the correct timing. To engage the swing feel, go to the playback tab and tap on the slider next to where it says swing feel. It'll turn green if you have it on. And then when you leave the song and go to something else, make sure to turn it off. Although it might be something cool to experiment on other tunes that you're working on as well. Check out the licks here. We've got some different roll patterns and some more authentic Scruggs vocabulary that's mixed in here to give you some different licks and tricks that you can use to play whenever doing rolling backup in a waltz tune. A lot of these are designed not to work specifically with Before I Met You, but to work with a G chord. Anytime you're playing a G chord in a waltz tune, these licks will work. Or when we have like that C to G movement. That happens in a lot of tunes. So having some vocabulary built up will arm you with some weapons of mass instruction that you can lay down at your jam or whenever you're playing with some other people. One of the licks I really like here for rolling backup is the Scruggs lick, and you can see this almost anytime a G chord appears. We're just doing thumb, index, middle, basically 4 times in a row, but the third time your thumb's going to drop down to the 4th string. So we'll do 5, 3, 1 twice. Our thumb's going to drop down to the 4th string, and when we start this one, we're also going to fret 2nd fret of the 4th string and slide to the 5th fret. And then right after that, you saw where I brought my thumb back up to the 5th string. This one sounds great, just basic rolling backup, Scruggs style on a G chord. So there's lots of variations. There's a really cool pentatonic walk, just a basic thing, but sounds really nice here for the D chord too. And adding that in, which doesn't have as much rolls, provides a really nice contrast whenever you're switching chords and switching between those two kind of patterns. And this walk just sounds really nice and provides some nice contrast when coming from or going to the more kind of rolling backup with the notes and pinches. All right, simple, solid, and effective. That's what we want to be as backup players. And as I said, this is laying a good foundation for you to learn the Scruggs style version. If you're planning on playing with other people, practice for endurance. So don't play this, or don't aim to play this one time through. Aim to go like 10 times through, or even more. Because when you're at a jam, when you're playing with other people, you'll play a lot of backup. Dig in, get down the basics, then check out those licks. Keep picking and stay tuned.